We are not meeting here to discuss positions. We are not meeting here to discuss parties. We are meeting here to discuss the governance of the people of Kenya. And that governance is happening both at the national and the county level. And because the elections are behind us, we have a cardinal duty and responsibility to think together on how Kenya can be better. I want to urge you that we focus on changing the fortunes of the millions who stood in long queues for many hours to elect us. There was a pact because we were in this together. We were in this as candidates together with our voters. The voters have discharged their part of the bargain. They have elected us. It's now us as leaders collectively to discharge our part of the bargain, to serve the people who elected us. It will be very unfair if we go on a trajectory, again, to engage in an exercise of trying to bring another conversation about us, the leaders, when the people are waiting for their part of the deal. I think we have a duty, we have a responsibility to work together, and I say work together in a very profound manner. Each and everyone seated here was elected by a majority. But there is a minority that did not elect us. And we have a duty to serve those who elected us and those who did not elect us. And no Kenyan should be punished because they went to vote. No Kenyan should suffer no consequence because the candidate they voted for did not win. When every Kenyan went to vote, they were discharging their constitutional responsibility to elect the leadership of Kenya. Even those who did not vote for us participated in the election that we were elected. And therefore, they have a stake in this election. And they have a stake in the leadership that we hold today. We must forge a united front. I do not expect any member of parliament or governor or senator to say they will serve only the people who elected them. The same way, I will not serve only the people who elected me. We must close ranks because the truth is you are the governor for all the people of your county. Those who voted for you and those who did not. And I am the president for all the people of Kenya, those who voted for me and those who did not. As pertains to the transfer of remaining functions, I am aware that the Intergovernmental Relations Technical Committee is undertaking necessary procedures to facilitate transition without interruption of service provision. The ICGRT is working on the formulation of pathways and strategies to ensure that both levels of government participate optimally in making devolution work. I am here to emphasize the national government's full commitment to the success of devolution and intention to fulfill its constitutional mandate for this purpose. This commitment is inscribed in our pledge to the people of Kenya to complete the transfer of functions designated for devolution within a short period, as well as other concrete undertakings. One of them is to develop a framework to facilitate state-owned farms whose functions include shared or devolved functions to conform to the principle of funds follow functions. We also pledge to collaboratively explore and develop mechanisms to improve the capacity of devolved units to generate own income, thereby mitigating the vulnerability arising from the reliance of transfer from the national government. Further, we have undertaken to ensure that the transfer of revenue is timely, predictable, and fully complied with by law. Since the Big Bang transfer under the first Gazette notice by the Transition Authority in 2013, functions connected with libraries, museums, and disaster management have been allocated to their appropriate level of government. Under the County Allocation of Revenue Act 2019, 33 counties will be preparing to receive 59 libraries equipped with necessary data, personnel, emoluments, and facilities, while those with no libraries will be facilitated under a conditional grant to develop the same. And I am sure that the committee is working with both levels of government to ensure that this transfer happens, and that we will also facilitate with a conditional grant those counties that will not have these facilities. Similarly, museums being devolved are actively under facilitation by the technical committee to ensure that counties take over their running in the shortest time possible. The National Treasury has allocated resources to support this exercise. The assets and liabilities held by 175 local authorities were duly subsumed under the various county governments at the advent of devolution. The Intergovernmental Budget and Economic Council, which I chaired, records that only a handful of counties have begun to clear unsettled liabilities recorded at 53 billion at the moment. I am concerned that although county governments eagerly inherited the assets formerly held by the local authorities, they have not been as keen and as enthusiastic in taking over the liabilities. For good reason, of course. This summit offers us an excellent opportunity to work out a solution that will alleviate the distress suffered by business, which have been pushed to the brink of bankruptcy by long-standing unpaid dues. Further, we are here to discuss modalities of facilitating the Standing Committee to coordinate a national valuation exercise of these assets to pave way for their transfer to counties. Security is fundamental to all enterprises and progress. The security sector is a critical enabler of our aspirations. We have taken necessary measures and continue to enhance the capacity of our security services to serve Kenyans professionally, independently, fairly, and effectively. We urge members to rally citizens to support our security services in keeping them, as well as their property and livestock, secure. I have already issued instructions that the County Policing Authority, that will be chaired by governors, be immediately reinstated and put in place, because I believe that counties and county governments have a duty and a responsibility, and they have a necessary input in making security in their counties a priority. No governor wants to govern an insecure county. And therefore, I have already informed the IG of our policy decision to trust the stewardship of the county security committees to our governors. We believe that governors are responsible citizens, having been elected by the people in that county, and we believe that they too have a stake in running a secure county.